Bob Fouracre with Dan Murphy on Big Shot Bowling, and to get it rolling is Tom Surette. Tom Surette taking on our three-time champ, Bill Hart from East Pepperell, Mass. And Tom Surette comes from North Billerica, Massachusetts. Should be a good one, Danny.
There's the old patent skip lob. Perfectly legal. Just doesn't sound the greatest, but Tommy's
got the spare.
Yeah, and he gets the job done.
There it is again. There it goes.
Oh boy, 1, 5. I got a few more. 4, Phil.
Surette on lane 30. Past 8-time champ here on Big Shot. Carries a pretty good average. 120. Been bowling for 26 years. The father of 2.
Jeffrey and Kristen, and Jeffrey is some little bowler, I'll tell you.
3.5 years old, and
he throws the ball as hard as I do.
Yeah, he's pretty good. There he is down there. You can see Jeffrey with his finger in his mouth, cheering for Dad.
Just like Dad.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean the finger in his mouth.
Here's a guy who's really been on fire the last 3 weeks, our champ. Oh, nice shot.
1, 2, and 7. Crisply made. Splits the 1 and the 2. Ball goes down, carries out that 7. Matches the spear that Tommy Surette has up there on the board.
And he comes back with a strike. So the strike on the spare for Bill Hart.
Boy, he's throwing a real powerful ball. 1-2 pocket again here, and he gets that good mixing action. 10-pin, last one to go.
A couple of flamethrowers right now.
We got some hard throwers. I'm sure that our Crackerjack crew in the truck will keep tabs on the time on this one, because these guys,
they're on fire.
All right.
Out of 10, so a 34 after 3 for Surette. Surette holds the record with Jack Ray for the high single, a 172 on this show. And Surette holds the record for the most consecutive wins. He strung out 8 in a row. Did he ever string those out? Tom Surette from North Billerica, Massachusetts. He had victories back then over Jack Ray, Bob Reynolds, his brother Peter, Phil Clough, Jack Senek, Bernie Duhamel, Tim Lipke, Rick Hallis, and then it was finally Danny Gallant who beat him. And here is Bill Hart on lane 29.
Looking to cover the 3 and the 6, and he does for another spare. Spare, strike, spare.
This is the first of 3 games here on Big Shot Bowling. Hart looking to do damage down there. Oh. Nice try.
Split the 2 and the 4. Fairly nearly picked up the 6-pin for another spare. But again, off to that quick start.
As we check in at the scoreboard, 67 of 43. Hart, the champ, with the advantage. Here is Surette punching out. Going to the left side.
Half wish to left. 2 in the 8. Oh, what a shot.
Might we label that one superlative?
Absolutely. There it is.
from right to left. And a fill of a strike on the spare. One strike and a couple of spares.
So Tommy comes bouncing back.
Big 5 leave off the ball of Bill Hart, the technician who hails from East Pepperell, Massachusetts. And he climbs out of the box with a 8. You can see he started off spare, strike, spare. Good average of a 126. Got a lot of good young bowlers that are on the WCBC Pro Bowlers Tour. And here's one of them. In fact, we got a couple of them in this show.
Oh, nice try.
He pins it for a 10. After a half dozen, there it is, 85 for the champ. 73 plus 2 working for the challenger, Surette. Drops 7, hoping to convert for the spare.
Tommy puts everything into it. Really aggressive up there in the approach. 1, 2, and 7 for a spare on strike. A little heavy in the head pin.
Count that at 10. 92 after 7. Eight down, 2 to go. Surette's high single of 192. Nothing shabby about that.
Oh.
Tom has been on the tour for 8 seasons. And an 8. This the first of 3. 100 for Surette with 2 remaining. 85 for Hart with 4 to go. Hart with the lead by 3. And hoping to spare here as he'll try to pin down the 10.
Tough shot, too. He's got a piece of wood way out in front. You just see the 10 pin. Oh, would cost him.
Yeah, it was ugly. No question about it. Every time wood can help you, it can also turn disaster on you. And a 10. The lead stays at 3 for the man you're looking at, Bill Hart.
Oh, 7, 8, 9. Fit the ball in between the wood and the 9.
Got it.
That nice shot.
Oh, great shot for the spare.
Beautiful. Wow.
Surette too full in the head. And he's going to try to work out of this one with a 9 count as he trails it by 3. He'll settle for an 8. So 108 with 1 to go for Tom Surette, the man who holds 2 records here on Big Shot Bowling. Two,
7, 9, and 7, 8, and 10. 2-pin in the woods at the same time. He's got a shot at making it.
Let's see if he can do it. Taking plenty of time. Like any other sport, it's a game of concentration.
No, nice try.
You cannot take a mental vacation. If you do, you end up with a tough score. So Surette ends up with a 117. 2 spares and a strike. And it is Hart filling in on a spare. He loads it up with a half dozen. So his lead climbs up to 11.
And by virtue of this string, or the way he's bowling, Billy Hart's going to win the first string. And we really punish you for winning strings around here. His problem shot. Look at these guys are going to start trying to lose the first game while we keep this up. His problem shot is to remove the 1 and the 5 pins.
There's a 9. So he has a 130, hoping to spare and climb up to around 140 in the first.
Probably the toughest pin for the right hand right here.
And he covers it. You got it. Nope. Spare number 4 along with a strike for Bill. 131 plus this ball that will be coming up here on lane 30.
14 pin lead plus the fill.
And he fills it with 9 more, so he jumps right up in there with a solid 140. 140 to a 117. The champ, Bill Hart, leading the challenger Tom Surette after 1. We'll be back with the second after we take a timeout.
Okay, here we go. 1 and 5. Leave the other 8 standing. Yuck.
Yuck, yuck.
He didn't get it. But if he had,
he would have won himself an amateur gift. Compliments of John Liggums and 6 Gun Productions. That's John E. Liggums. So we lift off the second game. Bill Hart leading it by 23. Drops 9. He'll be going after what he hopes will be a spare.
No doubt about it.
He now has recorded 5 spares along with a strike. And by the way, if a guy gets a triple, he'll win himself a trip or 2 to Atlantic City. Compliments of Fresh Pond Travel in Natick, Massachusetts. Drop of 9. He loads it up pretty solidly.
Watch out for the wood next to that 9 pin now. Let's try to get the 9 clean. Nice.
Got it. Back-to-back spares.
Well, he knows the type of opponent he's up against, and 23 pins is not very many with the likes of Tommy Surette.
No, sir. Tommy on lane 29. He won the 1981 Open Singles in the Bay State, which is Massachusetts, the 82 Mixed Team State Championship, and also the 1984 Men's Doubles title. He knows what it's like to be in the winner's circle. Grabbed them all but 1. Left the 4. Didn't do it purposely, though.
Solid 9-pin drop. Looking for the cover the 4 for a spare. Oh, boy. I think he was afraid of capping that wood just to the right of the 4-pin. Overcompensated and went way left.
That time he whacked the wood and it whacked the pin and it picked up a 10 for him.
Picked up a wacky 10.
Yeah, he didn't want that wacky 10. He wanted that wacky spear. Hart can add to his lead. He's up to 34 pins in the match. 11 in this string. Adds 4 more to the score sheet. Spread eagle. Let's see if he can shoot down the spread eagle. I guess we could say it's birdie time. And the bird gets away with it. That's a 7. 40 after 3. Bill Hart brings them all down but the 10. Hart so far with a half dozen spares and 1 strike.
Again, one of the tougher pins to hit, but he's had no problems with it. At least once for a spare and possibly twice in this match alone. And again.
Yes.
Well, he's just throwing the ball with so much authority right now. A lot of confidence. It's going to take Tommy to put a few marks together, give him something to think about here, change the complexion of the match. But right now, Tommy's struggling.
Almost climbed out of that with a spare. He had him skipping and jumping and hopping, twisting and turning down to the plate. 10 for Tom Surette. Tom's been on the tour for 8 seasons. What does a pro candlepin bowler do besides bowl? Well, for Tom Surette, he works as a production scheduler for H.B. Hoods and Son.
Nice try by Tommy.
Back-to-back 10s for Surette. .35 pin advantage for Hart, and he's going to add to it.
8 more.
42 the way I count up, Danny. Leads it by 42.
Oh,
he
picked
wanted
out
that.
the front one.
Disappointing 10 for the three-time winner here on Big Shot Bowling. 68 after 5. Yes.
Again, he crosses over in that 1-2 pocket. He just seems a lot of action off the ball.
Here's the action again.
Once the pins mix. Last 3 look like they were tied together. Tommy continues to miss that head pin with the first ball.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit. Wasn't
nice
struggling there.
Oh, I was going to say, it's a nice way to struggle. Almost made that shot. Difficult one.
10.
But again, got to be on that head pin with the first ball at least 90% of the time if you're going to score.
Well,
that's that
5 and the 10.
That's that 10% where it doesn't do a heck of a lot of good to be on the head pin. 5 and the 10.
Old Don Gillis used to call this the what leave? The 5 and the dime. The Woolworth?
I think he still does.
And a 9, and we're going to take a break after a half dozen of the second game, showcasing Tom Surette and Bill Hart, and Hart has the lead. He has it by 43, and he can add to it because, as you can see, he'll be working on a strike when we roll back. Back to the action we come, and here is Bill Hart, hoping to grab the championship for the 4th straight time on Big Shot Bowling, and hoping to add to his lead right now as he works on a double.
Lob, and it may have helped him out a little bit.
Tony Zernicke making the call. He's the lob line judge and the official for this match. Cheryl Young is our statistician, and Bert Perangeli is working the scoreboard that you see at home.
If he were to knock them all down with this ball, it would be a spare.
So a disappointing 9 on the strike for Hart. However, his lead jumps up a few more pins.
I have my doubts whether he would have gotten the 9, Phil, if he hadn't lobbed. He went right through the middle and chopped out the 1, 5, and 9. So he got a kind of a break on the lob there.
A 10. 97 after 7. Had the 4 horsemen for a moment, but one went down.
Outside, not quite. Tommy Surette's had a long drought here without any marks.
Tommy is trailing it by a little bit more than half a hundred. 53 to be exact. He has yet to mark in this string.
That's his problem, and he knows it. Really fighting that first ball. Can't seem to get on that head.
In the first string, he had a strike and a couple of spares en route to that 117. Bunny hole time. And a 7. 64 with 3 remaining in the second for Surette. The man who holds the record for the high single with Jack Ray in the show with a 172. And he holds the record outright for the most consecutive wins. He once went 8 straight weeks.
There he's finally on the head from that first ball, and look what he's got to show for it, the 6 and the 7.
Oh, mighty tough. Tony Zernicke doing some house cleaning. I'd like to thank our directors for this show, Bob McElroy and Jim Murphy and their fine staff. Our technical supervisor, Craig Chadwick, and his assistant, Paul Babiuki. Here's Bill Hart spraying down 6.
Still throwing the ball exceptionally well. Well over 120 again. More important, Tommy Surette, as far as Billy Hart goes, is Tommy has not gotten the mark yet.
With the lead is the champ. Grabs 8, leaves 2.
3 and the 7. If he's on the 3-pin, he's got a nice angle in the wood behind it. He's going to jump right towards that 7-pin. Oh, he's just...
And he knew it as soon as it left.
Oh, now he gets it without any help in the back.
How about that from right to left? What a superlative shot maker that time. was Bill Hart. Oh. Mighty fine 10 for a 127 for Hart, along with a 140, a two-string count of a 267.
As Tommy's finishing out the string, the problem shot for Billy Hart this time will be drop 9, leave the kingpin, leave the 5-pin standing. There's the first mark for Tommy. This string, anyways.
And his third overall. Now, what happens if Surette wins the string? What's his problem shot?
You know, I think I threw his problem shot away. No, I've got it, sure. Got all the answers up here, Bob.
Come on, Tommy, get back in this match.
He would have had to pick off the 6, 9, and 10. That's the least of his worries right now.
Right now, he's trying to climb out of a deficit of 57 pins. And he gets another spare.
2 in a row.
A 102 plus a ball. As you can see, Hart ended up with a 127, along with an opening game of 140. Two-string count of a 267. 8 more. And that will give him a 110, along with a 117 and a 227. So it's Hart leading after 2 by 40. We'll have the final string coming your way and Bill Hart's problem shot. But first, let's hear from some of our sponsors.
Okay, Billy Hart, by virtue of winning that second game 127 to 110, not only has a 40-pin lead, but now he's got a shot at a problem shot, and all he has to do is knock down 9 pins, leave the kingpin stand, and Bob,
that's all.
And you and I could do that.
For an AMA gift.
Sure. For an AMA gift, compliments to John E. Liggums. Billy, give it a shot.
Here he goes. He's leading, as Danny just pointed out, by 40 in the match, but he wants to get an AMA gift and add to his collection of trophies. And
it's
money.
Good. Oh.
The last one to hit an AMA gift was Bob Reynolds back a few weeks ago. Here we go. It's the third and final game of this match of the challenger. Tom Surette lets it fly. And does he ever?
Now he's back on the head pin a little bit, but a little too flush. And I'll tell you, he's got to do some heavy marking. 40 pins behind.
Looking at his marks to date, 1 strike and 4 spares. He's had strings of 117 and 110. And for the 3-time champ, Bill Hart, he has himself 9 marks, 2 strikes and 7 spares, with strings of 140 and 127.
It's the first legitimate spare leave he's had in quite some time. Now, being down 40 pins and not having that much to shoot at, boy, this is doubly important. And it's a lot tougher to make. Squeeze the ball a little more, knowing you have to mark. Nice shot by Tom. A lot of pressure on that one.
On the button for the spare. Spare number 5 as we watch it unroll again on replay. You're watching the best in the world of candlepin bowling.
Three, 6, 4, and 7.
Candlepin bowling, fun for all ages.
Well, if Billy Hart was able to hang on to this match and win this one, he'll be halfway to Tommy Surette's record of 8 in a row. He'll have 4 in a row himself.
And he lifts off with a 9. The first string, when he recorded the 140, he had a strike and 4 spares. The last string, the 127, a strike and 3 spares.
There's the 5-pin.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do some time ago for the problem shot. But anyway, he was happy the way it all unfolded, getting a strike.
1-3 pocket. Look at that. Beautiful. Perfect hit. Left to 5. Would come back. Nail the 5.
And Surette almost answers the call. He leaves the 4.
See what we got coming on next week, Bob. right. I'll pronounce his name.
Oh, you wanted me to do? Oh, give it to me then. I thought you were looking for the paper. Yeah, we got Paul coming on. Paul O. Otto.
Ottaviani.
Ottaviani, that's right. Oh, yeah, there's more to that name, huh?
Nice Irish fellow.
A drop of 8.
Good young bowler from the Fairway Sports World in Natick, where he works.
Today's my birthday, you know, Dan.
Again this week, Bob?
Yep. You did bring the cake?
It's the same place it was last time, yes.
Yes. Okay. And
with a gift.
Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Here's Mr. Hart.
Giving it his all. Spare on strike.
Yes, sir. I got him down for 3 strikes and 8 spares. Looks good to me. How about you, Cheryl? She's giving me the thumbs up on that one. Our statistician, we couldn't live without her here during this show.
Tough shot here. 2 pieces of wood. Need some sidewall action coming off, clearing out that 3-pin.
Hold on, here it goes, off the sidewall. Yes!
I drove it right straight back. Nice shot.
Kissed it goodbye. For the bird.
Oh, there's the Tommy that we know.
Yes, do we ever know him the way he fired that one.
6-pin for a spare.
Tony Zernicke is going to check it out. There's Tony, the secretary of the World Candlepin Bowlers Congress. Tony's got a good arm.
Maybe the Sox could use him.
Yeah,
Red
a
Sox.
relief pitcher.
Release?
Something
relief.
Like relief. 66. That was a spare, by the way. Would like to correct that.
There's a strike.
Hey, he got them all. Tommy now with 2 strikes and 7 spares in this match.
Almost a carbon copy of the last box where he left the 6-pin. This time he trips the 6 for the strike. I'm afraid it might be too little, too late, though.
Let me write that one down. Too little, too late?
Yeah, I'll explain it after the show, Bob.
That's good. I've never heard that one before. Just like Yogi once said, it's not over until it's over, and you came up with too little, too late.
Yeah.
Remember that, folks. Dan Murphy. Ooh, Hart having a tough one there. He lost control of it. 69 after 5 for the 3-time champ, as he's trying to motor into the winner's circle for the 4th time in a row. Yes, got the strike.
1-2 pocket again, and he's got so many strikes the last several weeks by crossing over that 1-2 pocket. Nice and 3/4, nice and tight. Trips that 8-pin.
And we're going to roll away after you saw that pocket rocket for the strike off the ball of Bill Hart. And we come back to the action. And here is Tom Surette as he trails by a whole bunch. 33. Yes!
Watch out now.
Okay, if he gets
out
a
now.
strike right here, he'll win himself a trip for 2 to Atlantic City. Compliments of Fresh Pond Travel.
Not only that, he throws another one, and he's back in the ball game.
Here he goes. Let's wish him well. Yes! He did it. Oh-ho! The triple. And a trip to Atlantic City for Tom Surette. Wow. Watch it.
There wasn't any doubt about either one of these two. Unbelievable.
He's right back in the match.
He certainly is.
And now this guy, Hart, our champ, is going for the double.
And he very nearly comes up with 2.
He leaves the 7.
Double wood. Always be careful. Double wood. He's got to continue marking here. A lead can disappear awfully fast when people throw triple strikes at you. Spare on strike.
Not too shabby. Whole bunch of marks on the scoreboard for both guys, Surette and Hart, in this, the final string. And Hart comes back with a good drop of 9 and hoping to spare again.
What a trooper, I'll tell you.
He's hanging tough.
All right, he's got a choice here. He's going to have to make a choice. Well, you can see the pin clean now, but I'll tell you, the wood to the left is awful inviting. I say he's going to right at the pin, though. He just made this. Ooh, he's high in the wood.
And it cost him.
Yeah.
Cost him dearly, too.
He went right at the pin. That's what he wanted to do.
Let's watch that miss again.
You see, come up just a little too high in the wood, deflected the ball around the 10 pin. This ball could be the match. This is a big ball for Tommy Surette.
The four-bagger. Getting down to the short strokes.
Oh, wow.
He almost danced another spare. A 151 plus a 160 with 1 to go.
He's within a mark. Lead is now 7 pins after 8 frames.
Well, let's see if he can convert.
This is a must.
Surette.
Obviously, it's a must mark. You can't go in 7 pins up with 2 frames to go, and that would not force Billy Hart to get a mark. So this is almost a must mark. He's got to force.
Oh, what a shot. What a superlative pressure-packed shot off the bowling of Tom Surette. Surette.
High single here. He's got a 171 in a ball here. He's got a chance to break the high single.
It's 172, which he holds with Jack Ray.
Anything over 1, we got a new high single. More important, the match might be on the line. Well,
9 on it. Oh, what a string. What a awesome
180.
string. A new record, a 180 for Tom Surette. And a 407. Strings of 117, 110, and then a record-breaking 180, breaking his own record that he held with Jack Ray.
Okay, situation is this. Billy Hart must mark. He must mark and get at least a 3 on it and a 10 box to win the match.
Bill Hart under pressure. And let's
Get
see.
this. What a clutch shot.
Oh,
It's not made yet.
almost came up with a home run ball. Now he's going to have to negotiate the 7.
That has to look like a pencil down there to him.
A small pencil at that.
Small pencil is right.
Got it.
It's good. That's
Yes.
good. Yep.
Oh, what a pressure shot by Bill Hart. After watching Tom Surette carve out a sensational 180. Tony Zernicke is going to go down and cool off the pins. They're smoldering down there, Dan.
Okay, situation is this. He needs at least 3 on it and then a 10 box to win.
It's not over yet, baby.
Remember, he was up by 40 pins coming in.
Yeah, at one juncture he was at 46.
It's not over yet.
You got that right.
It's not over yet. He needs a 10 to tie now. A 10 box to tie.
And if we have a tie, we'll have 2 extra boxes.
Oh, it's going to be a tough 10. Real tough 10. You got the sleeper in the back, the 8 plus the 9 pin. He needs them all for a tie.
We have a new champ, Tom Surette, coming from behind and just doing damage on the pins. As you can see, a 180 in the final string, which is a record. And I'll tell you, Hart had himself a good string, a 139. And there it is, by one, Surette in a sizzler. 407 to 406. We'll be back to crown the champ, and he'll have a shot at the automobile. And we'll be talking with Billy Hart, who had a heartbreaker. Well, we have a new champ here on Big Shot Bowling, and indeed we do. Tom Surette, he knows what it's like to be in the winner's circle. At one juncture back about a year or so ago, he won 8 in a row. He came into this one, he was just ho-hum, and this guy, Bill Hart, was on fire, but we had a record. A 180, which is a record here on Big Shot Bowling, previously held by Tom Surette and Jack Ray, but that triple strike, and with 6 to go, he was down by 46. He got the triple, and Danny, my knees are still knocking. It was a great match.
I'll tell you, what can you say? No one lost the match. No. Tommy won the match. Billy knew he needed to mark the last 2 boxes. Got the single pin, hit it like a trooper. Now he needs 3 on it and a 10 box. His object thing is to hit the head pin. Don't have a half wister or something like that. Give you some trouble. Hits the head pin, punches out the 1-5. What are you going to do?
That's candlepin bowling. It's exciting. Come on up, Bill Hart. Let's hear it for Bill Hart. Get in here, baby. Well, Bill, the last 3 weeks you're in the winner's circle, and in this game of candlepin bowling, you have to take the good with the bad, and it really wasn't bad, although you lost by 1 pin. Looking back at that last string, I'm sure you're going to sleep on that a few nights.
The outside looking in, you know, just thought I had that strike ball after I got the spare, and geez, when I saw that punch, I said, uh-oh.
This guy Surette wouldn't give up, would he?
Well, that's why I had to keep pressing. I knew he was explosive, and yeah, I just had to keep him pressed. And he came back.
Well, you had 4 great weeks here on Big Shot Bowling. Another $100, and here's Dan.
Like I mentioned to Bob, you didn't lose the match. The guy beat you. I mean, you did everything you could to win the match, and you know, like I said, you had to try to hit the head pin on that spare. You did. You got, you know, that was a problem shot of yours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
1 in the 5, so it can be done too, which you certainly didn't want to do it there. But tough break, Billy, but I'm sure you'll be back.
Nice having you with us. Bill Hart from East Pepperell, Massachusetts. Let's have a nice round of applause for the former champ, and he will always be a champ in the sport of candlepin bowling.
Certainly will. He bowled well.
Hey, here's the guy who just beat his own record. Let's hear it for Tom Surette. Ho-ho! Tommy. You remember that song, Staggerly? Well, maybe you don't, but I do. And you were just staggering along with a 117 and a 110. And then what went through your bowling?
I don't know. I started hitting that head pin. That's what happened.
Mine.
No, a little more concentration. I started hitting that head pin, and a lot of practice against Kevin Hannon to begin with. And
that's old Kevin, our cameraman. Now you're going to go over and shoot at the 7 and the 10, and if you knock it down, you win yourself a Thunderbird. How are you going to play it?
I'm going to hit the 10 pin as hard as I can and see what happens.
Okay, go do it. Let's wish him well. Here he is. Tom Surette going after the Thunderbird compliments of Duddy Ford. Should be good. He's on fire.
He certainly is. Maybe it's a surprise to make this. Oh, well.
Oh, well. Get over here, champ. Let's hear it for the champ. Come on. Here he is. Yo, you brought your fan club again, huh?
Yeah, one thing I'd like to say before we, end up anything, I want to thank everybody that comes down and watches me. It's a lot of help having people behind you.
You know that because Dan Murphy used to have a fan club, and we're trying to resurrect it. Any advice for him? How to get it going again?
Get on the show and then bring them back.
That's the way to do it. Okay, you had that 180, and you had to disregard Mr. Jack Ray, who held the title with you for a 172. Does that make you feel bad that you left Jack behind?
No.
Good friend of yours, huh?
Yeah, real good friend.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Another trophy. You've seen these trophies before from Girton Trophy Center?
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
Tommy, great match. Probably wish it was a little easier next week, but I'm sure it won't be with Paul Ottavani coming on from Natick, and another young bowler. give you all you can handle.
Yeah, people keep asking me where I'm getting the gray hairs. I lie and tell them it's my kids.
It's the candlepin bowling.
You
Huh?
ain't kidding.
How can a guy go from a 110 to a 180?
I knock down more pins.
Simple as that, huh?
What's that? Triple strikes help a lot. Yeah.
Any change in your technique at all? Do you feel you were more fluid? Your rhythm was better?
I was mad at the last string.
Simple as that, huh?
Simple as that.
You just terrorized those pins. See, Dan, you can throw out all the techniques, huh?
I want to know who he's going to take to Atlantic City.
My wife and my sister-in-law is going to babysit. She already told me that. We're all set.
Congratulations on that, too. Stay right here in the winner's circle. This is Bob Fouracre for Dan Murphy and the new champ, Tom Surette, thanking you for being with us, inviting you back next week for more exciting action. See you then.